Pet ownership in the U.S. has more than tripled since the 1970s, when there was approximately 67 million households that had pets, to 2013, when there was 164 million owned pets. Of those 164 million owned pets, 83 million were dogs. 70% of households owned one dog, 20% of households owned two dogs, and 10% of households owned more than 3 dogs. I'm of that 10%. Today I brought with me a dog collar to represent the culture I associate myself with. This collar clearly represents the culture because most dogs, including mine, have one. Throughout my life I've cared for 5 dogs, and each one has had their own personalized dog collar. A dog collar is kind of like a charm necklace for dogs. There's so many customized dog collars that the possibilities are endless. Some people like to get a spike collar for their dog to show their dog is tough, but in reality their dog's probably just a big softie. Others go for more colorful patterns or different color variations, and others go for the simple plain colored one, and there's nothing wrong with that. But regardless of what kind of collar a dog has, there's one thing that they all have in common: a keychain on the back with contact information in case the dog is lost. A dog collar is more than just a fashion statement for dogs. It's something that shows to others that someone has decided to take full responsibility in loving and caring for a dog. First, I'll explain what the collar is and what it signifies to the culture. Then I'll continue my speech of how I connect with this culture. A dog collar is a universal sign of ownership of a dog. The majority of people who own dogs have a collar for their dog. And like I said earlier, a dog collar is like a charm necklace for dogs. On the back of the charm that's attached to the collar is contact information, so if the dog were to get lost, it can be returned to its rightful owner. Also, on the collar there's a metal loop to attach a leash so that when you walk your dog out in public, you don't have to worry about it running off. However, a dog collar isn't taken off as frequently as a charm necklace would, so a dog basically wears it all the time for security reasons. Because people make mistakes, sometimes we leave doors open and dogs get out. In that case, they can be returned because they have their collar and their keychain on it. I feel like the dog collar is more significant than anything else in the dog culture because it shows that a dog always has a place to go home to. But besides that, a collar also expresses value of the dog culture, which are loyalty, pride, identity, responsibility, and commitment. People are loyal to their dogs because they take care of them the best way possible, and in return, dogs are loyal because they're treated right. We all like to show off a little, so it's only right that dog lovers everywhere like to show off their dog. We like people to know that that cute, furry, or sometimes even furthest animal is ours. Another important value expressed through the collar and the culture is identity. Collars identify dogs as belonging to someone and their family. Although dogs don't know it, they're also identifying themselves as belonging to our family and our culture, and we as dog owners are identifying ourselves as belonging to a culture that cares for dogs as if they were humans. Responsibility and commitment are also big values that are part of the dog culture because we're taking on, there are responsibilities and commitments that we have to take on in order to care for a dog. We're committing to taking care of a dog through thick and thin, kind of like a marriage. Now that I've told you what the collar is and what it signifies to the culture, I will explain how I connect to this culture. I identify with this culture because I myself am a devout dog lover and owner. I would like to say I was born into this culture, but up until the age of 5, I was terrified of dogs. My mom always loved dogs, and we always had one, so she taught me that dogs need to be loved and cared for, and they trust us and they depend on us to take care of them, and we shouldn't break that trust. I currently have 3 dogs: Chip, a golden retriever, Dalmatian, lab mix, Raven, a poodle terrier mix, and Bella, a Chihuahua pug mix. And each one of them I've cared for like crazy. To me, the collar represents a special place in my heart and my home, because if my dogs were to get lost, I'd honestly be lost, and I'd want them to be returned to me as soon as possible. since the speech is coming to an end, hopefully people have a better understanding of how the collar represents the dog culture more than just the fashion statement.